Hello everyone, so welcome back to another video, and this is going to go over my reshade stuff for PSO. The reason why there's just a black screen at the moment is because I'm not actually recording anything other than the app when it opens. Just as a note, for my general settings for PSO, the resolution I have set is 1366 by 768, color depth is 32-bit, window mode is virtual full screen, and then I have the high resolution HUD enabled. In terms of the graphics settings in general, the fog effect I have is pixelated, I have advanced effects turned on, and I have all of the shadows, enemies, maps, and clip distance to the maximum as far as they can go on the right with 0 frame skip. And with that being said, we should be able to just start up the game, go straight into it, and I'll show you my settings for reshade. So as you can see here, we've got Phantasy Star going already, and we're going to go into this and check out all the reshade options that we can use. Now a reshade, when you've got it installed, can be triggered using Shift and F2, I think it is. So we're going to go and modify a couple of things, but we're going to go in a level so that we can actually see this take its effect. Just create a room here. And there we go, we're in Phantasy Star Ultima. Now, Reshade itself is a different set of plugins to allow you to tweak the settings of Phantasy Star Online, just to make it look a little bit nicer with bloom and other things. Like I said, we're going to hit Shift and F2 to access it. As you can see here, here's the settings that I have on. I have Fake HDR on, DPX, MXAO, Eye Adaptation, Bloom and Lens Flares, Ambient Light, Filmic Pass, Reflective Bump Mapping, Filmic Sharpen, Clarity, and I think that should be it. Some of the other ones that you have on can affect it differently, but what we're going to do here is put it to the side and just show you how each affects it. So if you turn HDR off, some of the shadows change. Generally what I'm seeing here is just the light affects the surroundings a little bit more, gives it a little bit cooler color. DPX makes the overall picture look just a little bit brighter, kind of adds to the bloom effect. MXAO just adds a little bit of shading to everything, or shadows from what I can tell here. Eye Adaptation just allows things to look a little bit sharper from what I can tell when it's on in the distance. Bloom and Lens Flares obviously just turns Bloom and Lens Flares off. So for instance, you can see it on the planet and the middle section here, it really affects that. But it also, if we go outside here into the town area, you'll see that it affects a lot of the signs and things. So if you want your town to look very bright and colourful, then keep it on. Otherwise, you'll end up with your lights not looking crazy and full of bloom. Ambient Light just gives you a little bit more effect when it comes to your lighting, such as the bloom here and the little lens flares I've got on certain parts of the screen. Those turn on and off depending whether you have them on. Filmic Pass gives it a little bit of color correction by the look of it. Otherwise, you're looking at the standard colors that come in the game. Put Filmic Pass on, it brings out the colors a little bit more and color corrects just slightly. Reflective Bump Mapping turns on or off the depth on the floor surfaces, so you'll be able to see reflections on certain surfaces. Otherwise, just turn them off. Now the thing is, this works on all floors in the game, not just the the ship and other metallic surfaces. So even though it looks really good, what ends up happening is you'll have reflections coming off things like grass and dirt. Looks kind of weird. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but that's totally down to your own personal taste on whether you want that on or not. Sharpen obviously just sharpens things a little bit more at distance. Some of the smaller details as well, close up, do get brought out a little bit more. It's not too noticeable, but it definitely does help with things. And then clarity just makes the picture a little bit less blurry. So overall, those are really good for putting on. What I've done here is choose the setting for cinematic with no blur, and overall PSO looks really nice. I really do enjoy this. I still enjoy playing the base game without these effects, but it definitely does help if you're playing and wanting to show off a more cinematic version of the game. Especially if you played it loads in the old days and then decided you wanted to just experience a new version with a few little tweaks that weren't too bad, but would just enhance the game a little bit for you visually. If you ever wanted something like that, then this is the thing for you, really. So yeah, I hope this has helped. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you next video. Anyway, bye!